My Better Living. Spend some time with Nurse Shar for honest and healing conversation about the benefits, challenges, and real-life struggles of living healthy, well, fit, and free. Real discussion for real people who want real change. My Better Living. This podcast is being broadcast on PowerPlugRadio, home of your throwback jams. You can download PowerPlugRadio app on Google Play or the Apple iStore. Don't forget to subscribe to the PowerPlugRadio YouTube, where you can catch My Better Living live every Tuesday night. And visit www.powerplugradio.com to find out how you can sponsor the next episode. My Better Living. Spend some time with Nurse Shar for honest and healing conversation about the benefits, challenges, and real-life struggles of living healthy, well, fit, and free. Real discussion for real people who want real change. My Better Living. This podcast is being broadcast on PowerPlugRadio, home of your throwback jams. You can download PowerPlugRadio app on Google Play or the Apple iStore. Don't forget to subscribe to the PowerPlugRadio YouTube, where you can catch My Better Living live every Tuesday night. And visit www.powerplugradio.com to find out how you can sponsor the next episode.
You're listening to PowerPlug Radio, home of your throwback jams.
Hello, everybody. I just want you to know that me and the chief producer just had a jam session. For some reason, that theme song, which, by the way, is the instrumental to Doja Cat's Get Into It, it's just such a funky little, and the word, just like, yeah, you want people to get into it. Like, welcome to My Better Living, another great episode. This is Nurse Shar. I'm here with my co-host,
Latricia Ali.
She is back. I love it. She's back. But I got to tell you, that little jam session just kind of lifted my spirit just a little bit. It's just, I don't know why, I just love that theme song, that instrumental. It just kind of gets me going. But
it was even fun to watch.
Yeah, you look like you was having fun watching us.
Turn it on, yeah.
I know. At one point, she looked like, what are they? Okay, but we're gonna roll with it. Yes, get into it, yo. So welcome to another episode. This month, we've talked about men's health last month.
Yes.
It was Father's Day. It was Juneteenth. We're going to get into some awesome conversation about grilling, because a lot of my plant-based folks feel like they get left out of, the barbecue, the grill, they feel like they get left out, or maybe they feel like if you go plant-based, it's not as much fun to go to one. But we're going to talk about that a little later. And then we're going to also talk about sun love. And how you can really reap some benefits from the sun if you use responsibly.
Absolutely.
But we're going to start off by talking about Juneteenth, which was just this past weekend. And I asked Latricia, I was like, we're going to talk about what we did. She was like, I did absolutely nothing, so you don't have to ask me anything. I'm like, okay. But that, teach his own. You didn't want to do anything, because I'm going to tell you, if you're anywhere near where we live here in Florida, you know that last week there was a kind of heat wave that went through.
Oh, my gosh.
That I think paralyzed a lot of people into doing a lot of things. But I want to say that this past year for Juneteenth, it felt so great to feel the spirit of, the Juneteenth spirit in so many new areas, in so many new ways. There are areas across the U.S. that have been celebrating Juneteenth for a very long time. It's Freedom Day. It's the day that it was signed that, to free the slaves, even though they had already been free for 2 years prior. Well, news travels very slow. However, it it felt good to see so many new areas and cities and people recognizing, this as a holiday. Not only is it a federal holiday now, but other private businesses and nonprofits, the city in which we live, granted their employees off for the day. Different private, I've heard like different private nonprofits had given their employees off. So it was really kind of nice to see people get on board with that and to feel that collectiveness across the weekend.
Absolutely. It's always great to see the pictures as well, because people feel really festive around this time.
Right.
So they dress the part. They look the part. The different dashikis, the patterns, the colors, just everything.
It's beautiful. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. And so if you participated in Juneteenth, that was great. Share your story. Message us. Let us know where you were. Me personally, I was on the Deuces, and that is in St. Petersburg, Florida. And the Deuces is like the historic district, financial district at one point for the Black community. Black entertainment, Black culture really had roots here in the Deuces corridor, as it's called, here in St. Petersburg, Florida. And that's where I spent my Juneteenth weekend. Friday night, it was a great mixer hosted by the Bird Cares, one of my favorite nonprofits. As you know, we had some organizing, some people come by. Siobhan Monique released her new single off her album Jane Doe, which is available on all platforms. So the single was Ninjitude, and the song was so perfect for the mood. It was a great dance song for just releasing and being free and just celebrating. And it was like the perfect Juneteenth weekend song. So it was great to jump off Juneteenth with that. And then the Saturday, because Juneteenth also fell on Father's Day. And so I think a lot of the men felt slighted in some way.
Yes.
Do you think?
I know, because they were very vocal about it.
Yeah.
The ones that felt slighted. So
yeah, just a little bit. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I think that people tried to make the best of it. I saw some great Father's Day tributes. I actually attended a Father's Day event, which was the Saturday evening. And it was called Dads and Jazz. Some great local performers, some great vocalists. There was one young lady, I think her name was Naja. Of course, you had Miss Cheyenne Roberts that performed. Awesome vocal talent. And it was just great. And she serenaded the guys, and they felt special. And it was a really nice thing to see.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So the weekend was really nice. But the weekend was very hot.
Yes, I mean, stand still and sweat hot.
Yeah. So last week I told y'all I'm on my journey. Let me just give a quick shout out. Thank you to PowerPlugRadio for hosting us on this platform. If you don't know by now, PowerPlugRadio is the home of your throwback jams. Make sure you download that app on Google Play or in the Apple iStore. Make sure you listen on the weekends, talking about a party and a mixer and Juneteenth, and we're going to be talking about grilling later. Those mixes on the weekend on Powerplug Radio are the dopest. Like, all you have to do is press play, go about your business, and that is the soundtrack for your weekend right there. So make sure that you tune in. So shout out to the people also that are watching live right now. Shout out to Bridget, shout out to James, Dion, Damien, Keita. How you doing? And yes, Florida weather. We're going to talk about Florida's weather. We are in Florida. We're going to talk a little bit about Florida weather. Florida weather is sometimes unpredictable.
Sometimes.
Well, they said it is Gemini season, so
I just don't even understand why we have a meteorologist at this point.
Right.
Like, because anything can happen. It'll say in St. Petersburg that there's going to be no rain, but hey, in your particular part it's going to rain. Or it'll be raining out your front door and dry out the back. or you drive right through a storm. It's crazy.
Well, I saw this in, I think on TikTok somewhere where they were giving advice about new people moving to Florida. What advice would you give to people about the weather in Florida?
Just have everything in the car. Make sure you always equipped with a sweater, an umbrella in the car, because you never know.
True.
You just never know.
Extra deodorant. Just never know.
Listen, water. Always have.
You just
water.
never know. James Swain said the Sunshine City. Yes, so I learned that this city is called the Sunshine City because it holds the record for the sunniest days ever.
It makes absolute sense. Absolute sense.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that and how you get some sun. But this weekend was actually sponsored by, again, the Bird Cares in partnership with Metro Inclusive Health. And, they brought some great education to the weekend to the people to let them know about the resources that is available. HIV Testing Resources. Monday, this upcoming Monday, June 27th, every year on June 27th, it is National HIV/AIDS Testing Day. It is a great day. If you just marked your calendar for that day, there's usually plenty of free testing services available in a neighborhood near you. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of outreaches in a neighborhood near you, just across wherever you're listening from. Just check that out. June 27th. Look up National HIV/AIDS Testing Day in your community. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be something. If you're in the Tampa Bay area on Monday, at the Walgreens, I believe it is, on the corner of 34th Street and Central Avenue, there's going to be sort of like a health fair. You can go and get a free rapid test. That's a good time, I think, a year, National Testing Day or some type of, awareness day to say, you know what, this is the day I'm going to mark my calendar. I'm going to just go get tested. Yeah. That's a good time to just, once a year. At least you know.
You need to know.
Remember when we were younger, you used to watch the thing, The More You Know? Well, really, it truly is the more you know.
Yeah.
I know that some people have a lot of anxiety surrounding, getting tested and going to the doctor and things like that. But, you'll never be that anxious again.
Right. Because,
it's like a one-time deal. You go, now, unless you got some things to be worried about, but you'll never be that anxious again to get tested. It's a one-time deal. You go get tested and it just really just changes things. It kind of, puts the ball in your court and gives you back the power of, your health. And so the next time you get tested, you can, do it with more confidence.
Right.
So it only takes one time. All right. So hi to my people. And that's shouting out and telling us where they were for the past Juneteenth weekend. Please make sure that you're sharing and liking and following. You can always listen to this again on Spotify, My Better Living. And you can catch all of our past episodes.
Yes.
Latricia and I. And you can hear all the wonderful advice of the ladies of wellness, the women of wellness.
Yes.
Miss Melissa, Nurse Melissa. You can hear some great things from them. So if you want to go back and listen to some previous episodes, just go to Spotify, My Better Living, or you can go to YouTube on PowerPlugRadio, My Better Living, on YouTube as well. So if you want to listen to some older episodes. So let's talk a little bit about grilling.
Okay.
Right? Yes. Today is officially the start of summer. It is June 21st. It's not going to be a hot summer. It is already a hot summer.
My.
The grills are out. If they have not come out, they're coming
they've been out for us.
Because it is grilling season and it's on like Donkey Kong for a lot of these men that love to grill. My husband's a griller. He likes to grill.
Yes.
And I like when he grill.
Yeah, my husband too.
And that's like a big thing, especially if you're in the South. If you're listening to me and you're from the South, then you know that the pit, the smoker, the grill is a big deal.
And the music now,
the whole scene is a big deal, right? And then the food is a big deal.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You know, the first thing you think about when you think about grilling, you think about meat. Like, who's grilling the meat, right?
Right.
What kind of meat are you going to be grilling? And so, as a plant-based eater, I think that when I first transitioned, that was one of the hardest things for me. It was kind of like, well, what am I supposed to eat, right?
Yeah.
And so you go places and they're like, well, there's some salad and some green beans and some rice, but you're like, that's all I get to eat. Like, you know, and it's almost like you don't want to go because you don't want to smell all those aromas. And it was I know better now. Yeah. There is hope.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
there's so much hope because there's so many options for you on the grill.
Yes.
And you don't have to feel left out.
Delicious options. Not rabbit food options.
No, delicious like, options. What are some of your favorite grilled options?
Oh my goodness. So like these pockets that have potatoes, portobello mushrooms and onions in them that have been seasoned really well, and you put them in foil and put them on the grill.
Okay. You say you put them in pockets, so you make a
pocket.
Pita.
No.
Oh, just with the
pocket is the foil.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And cook them on the grill and all that stuff. I'm pescatarian, so I still eat seafood.
Yes.
So I love sometimes throwing some shrimp in those pockets, so you can leave it like that. I love a good lobster tail on the grill.
Okay.
And if I have a guilty pleasure of meat, it's not really meat, but I love a good Beyond Meat burger on the grill.
Okay. And so there's options. You mentioned the Beyond Meat. There's Beyond, there's Impossible. There's a couple different options if you wanted to go that route. But I love portobello mushrooms. You marinate them. Like, you can literally marinate them like steak.
Yes.
And you put them on the grill and you still get that feel and that taste of grilled
the texture
meat, and it's a wonderful portobello mushroom. Get you a nice big one. I love asparagus on the grill.
Oh my goodness,
I love grilled asparagus.
Yes.
I love grilled vegetables. You know what I found really tasty? What? Grilled beets.
Interesting.
So I take the beet, I chop off the ends, kind of put some oil on it, like grapeseed oil or something, and season it. Put it in some foil paper and sit it on the grill. And it gets off, it tastes great off the grill, but then you can chop it up and put it in your salad. It's wonderful. Yes.
Very interesting.
If you're into beets, grilled beets.
Vegetable kebabs. Oh
yes.
My gosh. Yours
the kebabs. The kebabs.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
The kebabs. Let us know. For those of you who, are transitioning, let us know what you like to put on the grill, but you don't have to feel left out. That's my whole point. Yes. I used to feel left out, like because I wasn't really expanding my options and really looking at, okay, well, what do I have? I mean, you could throw a black bean burger on the grill. You can throw, anything for you, but I would say be ready, stay prepared.
Right.
It's nice to know maybe ahead of time when the grill is going on. If you're going to someone's house, ask if you can bring something that you can put on the grill for yourself.
Yes.
And then, I would also bring a dish to share with others, but ask if you can maybe put something on the grill so you don't have to feel left out. You can carry a little tote. And
listen, I bring mine every time because the people we've been grilling with lately, they're meat eaters. Like there's meat in a lot of things, right? And they, look out for me sometimes with making sure there's some extra sides just by knowing and stuff like that. So that helps. But I always say, can I can bring something to put on the grill, right? The coals are hot,
right? I mean, it's awesome, and if you got a good grill going, even at the end of the night, there's still like something simmering where you can throw something on. So, I really like a good grill. I really like a good backyard barbecue.
Yes.
Outside. That is why the song "Summertime" from Will Smith, it will forever be iconic. it just captures the whole essence of what
it really does
summer feels like, you know. And this is the first day of summer, so my plant-based eaters, we are taking over for the summer of the 2022. So for you grill masters out there, make sure you carve out a little room on the side. We don't need much room. We don't need much room.
No,
just carve out a little room aside on your grill for the plant-based eaters that might want to bring a little something to, you know, the yard, you know?
Yeah. And chances are there's going to be baked beans. There's going to be potato salad.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with the baked beans because sometimes people put ground beef in.
Oh, no, they do. They do. But now, of course, if they have that, then, you know, if that's not your thing, then because I used to try the pick thing, like to see it, you know, if I could really pick it out.
No, there's no picking that out. Not when it's made well.
I know.
There's no picking that out. There's no picking that out. But like I said, there's still options for you. You know, get you something grilled vegetables, grilled kebabs. Throw some mushrooms on there, or you know, they even have the plant-based sausages. You know, that really take on like a nice like Italian sausage kind of. Flavor. I think they use like fennel seed and things like that in it. But hey, if that's what, you know, you're transitioning into, those are great options as well that you can throw on the grill so you don't feel left out.
Yeah. And not that I've ever tried this one, but carrot hot dogs. I've never tried that. I've never tried it, but I've seen it quite a few places. And like I follow places like Ghetto Vegans and stuff like that, right? And they were talking about the carrot hot dog and how to just marinate it like your other food and then throw it on the grill and grill it. And then the texture becomes hot doggy and it takes on the taste of the things that you put with it.
A carrot? That is crazy.
Yes. And then I looked it up on Pinterest.
Because
several other recipes.
Carrots get sweet when they're like cooked. So like, how does it? Do they put like some liquid smoke or something?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, liquid smoke is one of the things.
Yeah, liquid smoke kind of is supposed to give that give non-meat things
that
a meaty flavor.
Right.
You know, kind of.
Yes, and that is one of the ingredients that it's used to marinate.
Eat it with bread?
Well, yeah, if you choose to, yeah.
This is so strange.
Yeah, and it even has like the grill marks on it, like a hot dog, and so you know you still put your ketchup, mustard, and relish on it, and put it in a bun.
On the carrot?
Yeah.
And on the grill?
Yeah. No, wait a minute. What are you asking?
Are you cooking the carrot on the grill?
Yes.
And then you putting it in the but it's like bun. A hot dog.
Yeah, the texture is.
Wow. I wonder how long that has to sit on the grill. You sit it directly on the grill?
Yes.
This is.
Look at like, for real.
I need to experiment. Listen, I'll put anything on the grill, but I need to experiment with this. So you buy the long carrots?
Yeah.
Like the long carrot
stalk. And the ones that aren't super thick, like not those ones, but the ones that are probably about the size of a hot dog.
Maybe the ones that had already been cut. Or should it be round and whole?
Well, it depends on how, because you want it to be about that long for your hot dog bun, right? So,
we're gonna try this next time the grill is on. Husband, if you're watching, don't ask questions.
Pinterest it.
Just know I am gonna do that.
Carrot hot dog.
Okay, somebody wrote, carrot hot dogs are delicious. Okay, so somebody else has heard about these carrot hot dogs.
Yes.
Dion says carrot hot dogs are delicious. How have I never heard about these carrot hot dogs?
And carrot bacon.
Now I've heard about the carrot bacon and also eggplant bacon.
Ooh, I've never heard of eggplant
bacon. Yeah, you can do eggplant bacon. And I think they also, you can dehydrate the eggplant. You dehydrate it and you put the liquid smoke in it.
Okay.
It tastes like bacon.
Okay.
Bridget says grilled cauliflower. Grilled cauliflower is delicious. Yes.
I've even had it in a cast iron skillet and it was
delicious. Yes. Delicious.
Glorious.
Good choice, Bridge. Yes, good choice.
Absolutely.
That was absolutely delicious. So you don't have to be left out on the grill. If you are a plant-based eater, bring your setup. Tell them to carve out a little bit of time and just stay ready. So that's my advice for the summer. Today is June 21st. So we're going to get into the nurse's station. And this week we're talking about sun love. And of course, it is sponsored by my favorite nonprofit, The Bird Cares. Really just bringing you some great events, messaging, people, resources, networking, to really just, inspire you and give you, some good information about your health and all aspects of your health. They're running a lot of HIV campaigns right now. So getting tested, June 27th, don't forget that date, June 27th, wherever you are in your community on June 27th, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to find some type of resource for free HIV testing on that day, because it's a National Awareness Day. So shout out to the Bird Cares for, always doing an awesome job with that. Thank you. Now we're going to talk about the benefits of the sun.
Oh, yes.
Or we're going to talk about sun love. The sun is one of those things that you have to use responsibly, right? So we're going to just go ahead and just get this out there, because I want this to be sort of a positive note, but I do want to put a disclaimer out there that a lot of us melanated folks sometimes think that we don't need sunscreen. And I was listening to a radio program, and one of the hosts said that they were an adult, black male, that he was an adult before he started using sunscreen. Because of the way the atmosphere is set up, I'd strongly encourage you to wear some sunscreen. Trust me, you're still going to get some sun. But I would strongly encourage you to wear some sunscreen, because as we get older, we become exposed. Black people, we can get skin cancer too. So we do want to protect our skin. We do know that too much sun exposure can cause excessive wrinkles, can cause just excessive exposure to UV radiation, UV light, so UV exposure. So I do want to put that disclaimer out there that you have to be responsible with the sun. And so I want you to, I'm going to kick it off to Latricia, and she's going to talk to you about why you should be responsible for the sun, because the sun is so important to us.
Yes, it is. So we're plants, just like we need sunlight, we need water, we need air. Okay. And then we exchange it with the green plants. Right. But anyway, so we need sunlight just as much as other things in nature do. It literally is an energy source. It creates our energy. So sun salutations is something that I like to do in the morning.
And what is sun salutations?
Sun salutations are like a yoga sequence. It's a yoga sequence, and it's really you doing it in the morning, and it's called a sun salutation. From my understanding, at the simplest form, it's just saying hello to the sun. Okay. Good morning, or great day, or grand rising, whatever you use, right? And it's also getting the body moving, because the first thing you want to do in the morning is move the body. So it's really a flow where you go from standing to on your belly to stretching another way and back to standing. Just getting the blood flowing, getting the body moving, getting the joints going.
I like that. So the sun is very, very, very important, and you must use it responsibly. So that goes back to my disclaimer. But there are some awesome benefits that you can get from the sun. So we shouldn't be shy of going in front of the sun and getting some sunlight and getting some rays. I think about people that live in places like Seattle and Alaska that have a lot of rainy days, or places that see a lot of darkness. And I just wonder how that is. I remember being here in Florida, and I remember one time, I swear, it rained for like 2 weeks straight.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember what season it was. I just know it rained for what it seemed like 2 weeks straight. And if it wasn't raining, it was just overcast and cloudy until it rained. And it did this, for a couple weeks. And I remember my whole mood just changing. Like I just remember feeling really down and just really dreary and the next time the sun came out, it was just like, oh, happy day. It was like I instantly felt a shift in how I was feeling just with the sun coming out. And I knew then that, okay, this is something really, really important to our moods.
Absolutely. Like, I mean, there's actual studies done in cities that they call them opaque cities because they're always like cloudy or overcasty. And there's more cases of depression. And they're also considered not to be as bright of people, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Like just energetic and upbeat, and they tend to be more gloomy.
Right.
And, it makes sense. Like,
right. So there has been a link to sunlight and increasing your serotonin. And serotonin is that hormone that just boosts your mood. It's sort of like your internal personal happy. And so a lot of times when you work out, you can create serotonin and just different things. And so sunlight is one of those things that can really kind of create some serotonin and help, like you said, with major depression, even seasonally, where believe it or not, but like the holiday season, like more people commit suicide around the holiday season than any other time. And when I say holiday season, I mean like Thanksgiving, Christmas. That's like a peak time for which you would think that people would be in a good mood or it's supposed to be filled with cheer, but people get seasonally depressed. And that's one of those times that I think, we see, it winter in a lot of areas. It's cold, it's dark, it's wet in some areas. So in that sense, I can understand that you might see a lot more suicides during that time.
And on a different note, the sunlight also increases your vitamin D.
Yes.
And vitamin D is important for absorbing your calcium. We need magnesium, stuff like that. So
just helps you build strong bones. You need vitamin D to absorb vitamin C. You need vitamin C, vitamin D. So that is a great way to get. And a lot of people think that, well, I can't wear sunscreen and still, yes, you can still get the benefits of sun and wear sunscreen. And so that's a great way to absorb some vitamin D is through your skin. Very good, as we said, for mental health and, just being in better moods. If St. Pete's called the Sunshine City, then we should have fairly happy people or happier people.
Yes.
Well, when I drive downtown, I see a lot of happy people.
And I can't go without saying that with us being the Sunshine City, with Florida being the Sunshine State, everybody should be, at least if you haven't already, be on the path to getting solar panels. Because what do we look like paying for energy in a place where the sunlight is so free?
Yes.
So get some solar panels or be working towards it. It'll be a great thing for self-sustainability, which is one thing that you want to make sure you have, as well as just having it together.
I agree. 100%. I agree. Sunlight is also good for certain skin conditions and helping that. Psoriasis, eczema is good for jaundice. Acne. So, getting some sunlight is actually can be good for, certain skin ailments. I really like going to the beach too. I think there's something about the salt water and the sun that combination. There's got to be some healing properties in that, right?
Definitely cleansing and scientifically recharging. The ions in the salt water, and then ions are electricity, and then the sun is electricity, and so
I love it.
You're right. You're spot on.
Yeah, it just feels like that's just a good connection right there. The salt water. If you are near a beach, I don't care where you are. It is June 21st, 2022. and is the beginning of the summer. Please go to the beach. Take advantage of, what you have access to. There's people who have to drive for hours and hours to get to a beach, or get on a plane to get to a beach. If you are within, driving distance, within 30 minutes of a beach, get yourself to the beach, get you some sun.
Oh my goodness. You have places where you can just back your car in almost up to the shoreline, and everybody gets out, set up, put the chairs out so you can get in, you can get out, you can get in the car, get what you need. Like, enjoy it. Enjoy being outside. Enjoy the nature of Florida, because that's one thing about us that's very, very beautiful.
Yes. And just enjoy the nature of wherever you are, wherever you are. There's, I took a ride up to Hillsborough State Park, and when I tell you, it was beautiful. There's like a little I wouldn't call it a drawbridge, but it's like the little, I guess it is like a little, it's not a drawbridge, but it's like the little rickety bridge, I don't know, that went from one side to the other over the river. It was just a wonderful sort of just personal experience to just be out there and just know you're just surrounded by nothing but trees that just really haven't been touched. Yeah. It just kind of took me back to a place. It just took me back to, St. Lucia, like, where you're just in the trees by the river. And, like, for the most part, wouldn't necessarily call myself a tree hugger, but I definitely am a nature hugger. Like, I just like beautiful scenery and serene areas and things like that, and things that remind me of my childhood. Especially when my mom would send me away down to the islands, but which is why I loved Florida, because I love the beaches. I love water.
Okay, all right,
yeah.
Well, tree hugger. I'm a tree hugger.
Okay,
but it releases the same hormones as if you're hugging an actual person.
Okay,
and that's it's really a thing. Yes, tree hugging is a thing.
So two things I have to see. You see how even I learn things every day. So two things that's on my list of things to do. I got to find out about these carrot hot dogs.
Yes. Oh,
and I got to hug a tree. I'm gonna hug a tree.
It's an actual thing.
Okay. I gotta find a good tree to hug.
Yes, like just find one that you're just drawn to and go hug the tree. Yeah. And trees, plants, they all send off electric signals. I don't know if you've seen this trend. I saw it on TikTok where this guy put these wave clamps on different things to see what energy they transmit, and it translates it to a song based on what it emits.
What? Where's this at?
Well, I saw it on TikTok, but look up plant wave. I believe that's what it's called. And they would like say with this plant, put one thing here and put another thing on this side, and then it would make its own sound.
Wow.
And he would put it on a human, and that would be that sound. But you could tell that it was actually based on the vibrations that it was emitting.
Were they calm vibrations? Or was it an angry plant?
Oh my, no, they were such calm vibrations. And you can even look at, there's one video where you know it's real because they actually clip a piece of the plant. Oh. And you can see how the vibration in the song changes.
Oh, wow. Oh, I got to find this. I gotta find this. Good stuff. Good stuff. You find some good stuff out there. Yes. But yeah, we're talking about the benefits of the sun and just, really getting out. Of course, you want to take care of your skin. Getting vitamin D. Vitamin D on so many levels is important, especially to I think Black women. Just to make sure that it helps to reduce the risk of MS. There was a study that showed that even low levels of vitamin D has been helpful, decreases your chances of heart disease. So that's very helpful.
Yes.
Especially since, we talked about this last week, men, that's kind of up there as far as things that are killers for men. Yes. Is heart disease.
Yes.
It supports your immune health. I think that was very popular in when COVID was really coming about, just having, that vitamin D on hand. I saw a lot of people picking up the vitamin D and the zinc.
Oh my goodness.
To try to get some immune support.
Yes. That's what you always want to do. Just build your immune system up. Constantly do it, because you're going to need your immune system at some point. Something's going to try to attack your system.
Absolutely.
So you want to make sure your immune system is as fortified and as strong as possible.
Absolutely. Even in the summertime. Vitamin D has also been known to help regulate your mood and reduce depression. We talked a little bit about the holiday time being a time where people can get depressed, but really people can get depressed at any time.
Yes.
And, last month we talked a lot about, mental health and, just talked about checking on people. But honestly and truthfully, at any time, people can be depressed without warning.
Yes.
And so, it just because it's summertime and it's sunny doesn't mean that, everyone's feeling the same. So encouraging people to get outside, especially kids. I think that that's very important, is especially with the kids. It is summertime. Encouraging them to get some sunlight.
Yes.
Encouraging them to go outside. I know it's different for the kids now.
Oh my goodness. But
they are inside game players now, right?
Oh my goodness.
They're inside TikTokers now. As opposed to being, outside freeze tag playing. Because we didn't have any of the gadgets and gadgets. So we had to go outside and make stuff up. Goonie adventures and all kinds of crazy stuff that we would make up just to entertain ourselves. And so it's just not the same. So we have to encourage the kids to go outside and get a little sun. It'll help boost their mood, especially as they're going to the new school year.
Yes, absolutely. And then sunlight. Big thing about boosting the mood going into the new school year, because it's a transition time for a lot of people.
Yes.
And a lot of children. So, they already have some type of anxiety. Even excited anxiety can be too much.
Right.
But that's a very important part. Making sure they get that sunlight. It's essential to them. Another reason they're going to be going back to school, and sunlight kills viruses. So one thing that we all hate is the summer cold. And it does not help your mood to have me go back to school with a summer cold.
No, that is the worst.
Right. And because it fortifies the immune system, or go there and be susceptible to other viruses and everything. So sunlight for health. Sunlight cures everything if used responsibly.
If used responsibly, meaning making sure that you wear a good sunscreen, at least the SPF, I think, 30 or higher, after a certain while. Okay, so I think I learned this. It wasn't in nursing school. Excuse me. It was at some point, but not that far in the past. It was like in the more recent future. I was probably I think it was nursing school, where you just learn that, the SPFs, like after a certain point, it just, there's no higher. Like I think SPF 50 is like it. Like there's nothing more than SPF 50 really as far as protection. And I forgot how they what the 50 means or whatever. I'll remember that probably when I'm laying in bed trying to go to sleep. It's going to pop in my mind, and I'm going to be thinking about that till 4 o'clock in the morning. But it's supposed to be protection up until like a certain point. But then, of course they advertise more, and it's like you're not really getting more. You're just getting whatever that top level is. But find you a good one, especially women. Find you a good moisturizer that has some in it, so that you can get that daily protection, especially as we get older. We want to protect our skin. Yes. But you do want to enjoy the benefits of, getting out, getting some sunlight. Just letting the sun hit your face sometimes just makes a world of difference.
Yes. And pay attention to your sunscreen. There are a lot of natural sunscreens out there. So you want to look at that. Our bodies absorb over 60% of what we put on it, on our skin. So you want to make sure that what you use is safe. And the truth is, a lot of sunscreens, commercial ones, are not. There's this app that I use called Yuka. Yuka, and you can scan food and beauty products, and it'll tell you how hazardous it is. Why that's it's hazardous.
Nice. Say that again.
What is that? Yuka.
Okay.
Yuka.
Got that?
And you can scan anything that is, again, a food or a beauty product. It'll tell you how good it is or how not on a scale of 0 to 100.
That's awesome.
It'll tell you which chemicals are hazardous and which ones are not. And if it's low on the list, they will even provide you with natural alternatives that have been rated closer to 0. Closer to 100.
So what are some of your favorite natural sunscreens?
Shea butter. Yeah. Shea butter is an amazing and moisturizing natural sunscreen. And I found that out because, me and my husband like to go jet skiing a lot. And one day we were out there after getting in the salt water. For some reason, your skin dries out a lot in that salt water. So we got a little burn. So he was like, dang it, we got to figure out what we can do. Well, the shea butter, fights a lot of the outside seawater because it creates kind of a seal and it stays on you. Now, I understand that you need a certain SPF, and I think shea butter is about SPF 15.
Okay.
But there are other things you can use to enhance it as well. But shea butter is one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Shea butter is always a good product. To use, very loving to our skin. The melanated skin likes the shea butter. I always like a nice little shea butter. So that's a nice website. I think I'm gonna check that out.
It's an app.
It's an app.
Yes, Yuka, and it looks like a carrot.
Back to the carrots. Signs. I gotta find the carrot hot dog. So that's a sign that I need to get the carrot hot dog. Yes. Our chief producer just walked in with this wonderful looking guava nectar. The Goya guava nectar. And I bet you this thing is so delicious. So you can scan this and it's gonna tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you really want to know? Okay, so she's gonna scan this.
Just so I can show you. Here's the Yuka app.
So there's a Yuka app, and it has a carrot on it.
All the stuff.
And she is a scanning fool over here. She's been scanning everything. She has to know. So it's gonna tell us she's scanning. Wait a minute. Why'd you make that face? Wait, let me see. Is it dangerous? Wait a minute. Oh. Why? It just has too many calories and it's too sweet. That's why it's so good. But she came in here with this and I was like, ooh, that looks so good. But it also reminded me of my PSA that I have to give from Nurse Shah about the coconut water that saved my life last week. And I had it was funny because it was on 3 occasions, it was when it saved my life, that was the 3rd person that was here, get some coconut water. Because last week was really, really hot. Y'all know I've been trying to do my boot camp thing and trying to be really good. And last week, I thought I was going to die because it was so humid and there was no breeze. And I think that we were under a heat advisory or some type of heat alert towards the end of the week. And I just knew, I'm thank you, God, because I know I wasn't tripping, that it was hot. It was really, really
extremely hot.
And I was trying to get some water in. And I felt like I just couldn't get enough water in. And so the coconut water, dun, 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 came to the rescue. Coconut water. A lot of people's like, oh, I don't like the coconut water because they don't like the sweet taste. They don't like that it's a little bit. But when I tell you, it is the best. If you are out here sweating a lot and drinking sports drinks, stop it. Just stop it. Get you some coconut water. It has half the calories. It has half the third of the sugars, and it's just and it has more electrolytes, good electrolytes. It's really just built for being out there in the sun.
I call it nature's Gatorade.
It is. It really truly is. It really truly is. It really truly is. You just put some on ice.
And may I just say, if you don't like the taste of it, because when I started, it was some nasty, bitter coconut waters that I ran into.
Oh, wow.
I've learned that the ones from Thailand are the ones that are sweetest and have this vanilla-y taste to them that's more like coconut milk, but it's more of a water. So if it's a taste thing, which it was for me at first, once I found the ones that's from Thailand, I knew to go after that.
Hey,
Delicious.
you gotta try them out. You gotta get the Yucca app is what you need to do.
Oh yes. Oh, get
because
the
that was
app.
your facial expression.
Oh my goodness! Listen, and that happens in
but
the
I
store.
like that. So I'm gonna let me see that again.
I'm
gonna tell you what it says. So
hit the X.
Hit the X. So it basically pulls up the food and it gives it a score, and it tells you what additives are in there that might be like hazardous, what areas are being flagged as why it's bad, and what are some good. Okay, so we're going to start with the good. There's some good fiber, if there's no fat. Okay, this is the nectar drink, and the sodium is low sodium, so good. The negatives were sugar, too sweet, calories. They say too caloric, and I'm wondering if it's per serving size. And then they have the additives. How many, what are the hazardous things that could be in here? And so the hazardous things are like the Allura Red, absorbic acid, and citric acid. Well, the citric acid and absorbic acid, they put no risk, but it's the Allura Red that's the hazardous one. It's a food color.
Look at what it causes.
This is really detailed.
Yes.
It says Allura Red is a synthetic red dye believed to cause hyperactivity and attention deficit disorder in children when combined with sodium benzoate.
And that is
it is also
everything.
believed to cause allergic reaction, hives, eczema, etc. That is awesome. I'm downloading that app.
And you can put it on mute because it will sound like you scanning your own groceries in
Really?
the aisle. Yes, it beeps like that. But you put your phone on vibrate and it's fine. But I'm finding out stuff that I thought was good is not. But again, the good thing is they give you alternatives that are in that same category that are just better for you.
Wow. I mean, I don't know who created it and not to just be plugging people, but that is an awesome concept. Talk about reducing your processed foods and really reducing your carbon footprint, really reducing just
everything,
just the number of ingredients, because that's big too. With the number of ingredients that are in food and the number of ingredients.
Goodness.
I think we had this conversation a couple months ago about the ingredients that you'll find in foods here compared to the same food overseas. It's like, why do we have all this extra stuff in the same thing?
In the same thing. Like, why do we need it?
Why
if
do we
it's
need
edible
it?
there, why is it not? And then the fact that they won't even allow the stuff that we put in our food in
Over
their
there.
food. Absolutely crazy.
So I like that.
It's lifesaver.
So we have Dion that says Vita Coco is excellent according to Yucca. Hey, okay. So somebody else that's using the Yucca app. I discovered something new, and I definitely gonna be downloading it. But I want to ask the producer, is she gonna keep drinking that guava? She kind of pushed it aside. I'm gonna take that as a no. The guava nectar. She probably gonna drink it and be like, I ain't gonna drink it no more. Yeah, because it was probably really good. It looks good, and it made me think of coconut water. That's why I wanted to grab it from her.
Right.
Like,
it's really revealing to me how many foods that we thought were healthy are not.
okay, so tell me something that was like really surprising.
You want to know the mind blower for me?
Okay, tell me the
peanut butter crackers. The packaged peanut butter crackers,
like the little toasty ones, the little orange toasty ones,
or even the ones with the Ritz ones, even those, the Munchies ones. Okay, those came up as so bad, and they had an additive in it that literally damages DNA.
What?
Literally. And it came up on the horrible side, and I was like, I'm sorry,
I gotta get that.
And just scan your stuff. Like I scanned a bag of pretzels. It was like, okay, these are cool, chill on the salt, which we know that it covers the pretzel. But It was like, but they good. I scanned the peanut butter crackers. It was horrible.
I'm just go home and start scanning all the stuff that
really, and scan your beauty products, scan your lipstick, anything that has a barcode, anything. But listen, they're going to give you alternatives.
Okay.
And they're going to let you know what's in it, what's bad, what's good. Why is it bad? What does it do?
It's very detailed. I will say in my little trial with the nectar, the guava nectar. I'm sorry that I ruined that for you.
Yes.
It was very detailed, and people are coming out with a lot of different allergies, and you just don't know what it is that.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. My husband, he's watching, but he just said, "Hey, our blood types. We need to learn what the blood craves. What it's."
They have like diets for blood type.
They do.
Well, if you ever donated blood, figure out your blood type. I don't know.
True.
Or back to our biology days. Get out there. Tell them to carve a little special spot out. Get you some sun. Get the kids some sun.
Why you can't like a little carrot?
It looks like a carrot. It almost looks like the little Instacart thing. Yeah. It kind of looks like that. And thank you again to my co-host, Miss Letitia Ali. We are going to be back next week, and we're going to talk about how to eat out. Degree oven going, so
yes,
you want to be outside, you want to go out to eat, maybe you want to go on a date. So how to eat out smart. So we're going to talk about that next week. Keep it pushing, keep it moving. Make sure that you check out past episodes if you missed one or two. So go.
You're listening to PowerPlug.
Shar for honest and healing conversation about the benefits, challenges, and real life struggles of living healthy, well, fit, and free. This podcast is being broadcast on PowerPlugRadio, home of your throwback jams. You can catch My Better Living live every Tuesday night. And visit www.powerplugradio.com to find out how you can sponsor. My Better Living. Spend some time with Nurse Shar for honest and of living healthy, well, fit, and free. Real discussion for real people who want real change. My Better Living. This podcast is being broadcast on PowerPlugRadio, home of your throwback jams. You can download PowerPlug Radio app on Google Play or the Apple iStore. Don't forget to subscribe to the PowerPlug Radio YouTube, where you can catch My Better Living live every Tuesday night. And visit www.powerplugradio.com to find out how